So first of all, what does haber mean? The verb haber refers to existence. Literally, it means to have, but not in the sense of possession. And in this case, in the 4 varieties of this verb that we're going to cover, it's when we say there is, or there are, or there were, or there will be. So the first one, which you may have come across already, is I. H-A-Y. It looks like hey, but it's not pronounced like that. It's pronounced I. I means there is or there are. For example, hay una catedral famosa en el centro de Barcelona. There is a famous cathedral in the center of Barcelona. Or, hay dos ventanas, una aquí y una allí. You can also use hay for more abstract things, like hay una posibilidad, or hay una oportunidad. There's a possibility, or there is an opportunity. The next way to use haber is in the past, and that is había. Había is the imperfect form of haber. And what you really need to know about the imperfect right now is that it refers to things that happened in the past, but without a specific time frame. We're not talking about things that had a concrete start and end date. Or if they did, we're not talking about that concrete start and end date. So it's things like when I was a kid or 200 years ago, talking broadly about the past. So let's look at a couple examples. Cuando era niño, siempre había mucha gente en mi casa. When I was a kid, there were always a lot of people in my house. Hace 200 años no había electricidad en ninguna parte. 200 years ago, there was not electricity anywhere. Talking broadly about the past. Or, no había muchas oportunidades. There were not a lot of opportunities. Notice that in this example, oportunidades is plural, opportunities, but había stays the same. We don't have to add an N to it to make it habían. Technically, that's incorrect in Spanish. We say había, just like in the present tense, I does not change based on how many things we're talking about. It's always I, and in the past, and imperfect, it's always había, if you're talking about one thing or a million things. Third, we have hubo. Hubo means there was, or there were, but in the preterite, in the simple past. Contrary to the imperfect, había, hubo is used when we know that there was a specific end date to what happened. When we're talking about something that happened in a specific time frame, and it was an event that kind of came and went. So let's look at a couple examples. En el 2005 hubo un huracán muy grande en Luisiana. In 2005, there was a very big hurricane in Louisiana. Hubo un huracán. There was a hurricane. It came and went. La semana pasada hubo un concierto en el parque. Last week, there was a concert in the park. Hubo un concierto en el parque. It came and went. Hubo. Fourth way to use haber, this is the future. And technically, this could be divided into 2 because we have 2 options for the future of haber. First one is the simple future. This is where you conjugate haber itself. And that is habrá. Habrá. There will be. Habrá. For example, en el futuro habrá cada vez más autos eléctricos. In the future, there will be more and more electric cars. Or, habrá mucha gente en la fiesta. There will be a lot of people at the party. Now, just like in English, we can say there will be. We can also say there's going to be. In Spanish, there's a very similar option. And to say this, we use va a haber. Va a haber. Va, as in from the verb ir, to go. Va a haber mucho viento más tarde. There is going to be a lot of wind later. Or, va a haber mucha gente en el restaurante esta noche. An important thing to note, though, is that nobody says va a haber. When you're actually listening to Spanish speakers, they're going to squish all of those 3 words together, and it's going to sound like va a haber. Va a haber. So let's repeat those examples, saying it how you might actually hear it. Va a haber mucho viento más tarde. There's going to be a lot of wind later. Va a haber mucho viento más tarde. Or, va a haber mucha gente en el restaurante. All right, you're done watching and learning. Now it's time to practice. I want you to make one sentence with each of these 4 forms. Otherwise, you're going to turn off this video and forget it right away. So make a sentence real quick with each of these four forms, one using I, one using había, one using hubo, and one using habrá or va a haber. Leave one of your sentences in the comments and I'll be happy to give you feedback on it and corrections if necessary, or pointers on how to make it sound more natural in Spanish. If you like this video and you want more tips to help you with your Spanish, don't forget to subscribe. And if you want even more, you can go over to my website at breakthroughspanish.com, where I have a free mini course in Spanish as an introduction to conversational Spanish for learners like you. So check that out if you want. And otherwise, nos vemos en el próximo video.